dear students. Hope you all are safe, healthy, doing well and enjoying life with your families. Today our topic of discussion is compound interest, meaning interest on interest. Albert Einstein quoted as saying, the most powerful force on universe is the compound interest. You might be wondering how. Very simple. Money can be invested to earn money. So when it comes to investment, compound interest is the better option as it allows the funds to grow at a faster rate. Now there are two types of interest we deal with. One is the simple interest that you have already done in the previous classes, and second is the compound interest that you are going to deal today. Now there is a little difference between two, not very much difference, but a little difference between simple interest and compound interest. And the difference is that particular term, as I told you, interest on interest. So while we do simple interest, our principal remains the same throughout the period of loan. But in the case of compound interest, it is not so. So let us understand this particular difference between the simple interest and compound interest with a small example. Suppose we take a loan of rupees 1000 and the rate percent is 10%, and for supposing it take for 3 years or 4 years, whatsoever it is, because after a certain period of time you have to return that money, and not only the principal value but also along with that some extra money, that with what is called the interest. Anyway, so if we have borrowed rupees 1000, rate percent is 10%, first year our interest comes to PRT by 100. P1 is taken as the principal for the first year, rate is taken as 10%, time is taken as 1 year. I1, that is interest for the first year, is P1 into R into T by 100, that comes to rupees 100. Now if it would have been simple interest, the next year when you enter for the next year, amount obviously principal plus interest, which is coming, whatever value is coming here. Now if it would have been simple interest, the next year the principal P2 would have been the same as 1000. Now what is happening here, you see, the amount is 1000, P1 plus I1, that is plus 100 the interest, and that is 1100 is the amount at the end of the first year, that we all know. But when we enter into the next conversion period means the time period after which the interest is calculated. So here, supposing here the conversion period is 1 year. It can be half yearly also, that means sometimes you will find in the question interest compounded half yearly, compounded quarterly. Half yearly means interest will be calculated after every 6 months, quarterly means interest will be calculated after every 3 months, that is called quarterly. Now here the amount is 1100. Now this amount, if we term it as P2 now, becomes the principal for the second year. Now see the difference. In simple interest, the second year's principal remains 1000. But in compound interest, this amount 1100 becomes the principal. Now what happens now? When you enter into the second year and your principal changes from 1000 to 1100, this 1100 consists of two things. One is the principal for the first year and plus 100, which is the interest for the first year. Now when we are finding the interest on rupees 1100 for the second year, what we are finding interest both on the principal as well as on the interest, because this 100 rupees extra which is added here is the interest which is earned in the first year. So we are adding interest or calculating interest on interest. So that is why it is called interest on interest. Again, when you solve this, you find the interest 110 and this will be added to this principal, and after adding this to this principal, whatever amount you get, that becomes the principal for the next conversion period. So like this, the value goes on increasing and the fund growth is very rapid. It grows at a very fast rate. That is why it is being said, if it comes to investment, the compound interest is the better option. So let's now proceed further to solve the problems of this exercise. Hope we will have a nice journey ahead. So now let us start solving some problems based on compound interest, and to start with we will follow the simple interest method of solving the problems on compound interest. So my first question is here on the board. Find interest on rupees 12,000 rather, for 2 years at 5% per annum, at 5% per annum. So here we will be strictly following the simple interest method of solving the problems, right? Now to start with this, we start with the 2 years. So first year, we write first year. The principal is note down. If it is P1, suppose the principal for the first year we denote it by P1. So P1 is 12,000. Rate which is uniform, so it is 5%. We don't write R1. And T 1 year only because it is for the first year. So from here we have got I1. The interest for the first year is P1 into R into T by 100, and that is coming to 12,000 into 5 into 1 by 100. So it is coming to 600. So the interest at the end of the first year is coming to 600. Now we find the amount. Amount at the end of first year, this is equals to P1 plus I1, and that is equals to 12,000 plus 600, and that is equals to 12,600. And this we represent is at P2. The amount at end of the first year is coming to 12,600. 12,600, this is the principal, 12,000 and 600 is the interest. Adding together, you get the amount, and this amount we denote it by P2, means what? The amount which at the end of the first year become the principal for the next year, or we can say for the next conversion period, right? So let us move to the second year. In the second year, we have P2 to 12,600, R is 5% and T is 1 year. So I2 is equals to P2 into R into T by 100, that is 12,600 into 5 into 1 by 100. So 630 is the interest at the end of the second year. So we find the amount A2 equals to P2 plus I2, that is 12,600 plus 630. So it comes to 0, 3, 13230. 13230. So the amount at the end of the 2 years, which is being asked, find the amount and the component interest on rupees 12,000 for 2 years at 5% per annum. So the amount at the end of the 2 years is coming to 13220. Now we have to find the component interest. So component interest can be, I'm just running the question here. So compound interest equals to final amount minus the original principal. So the final amount is coming to 13230 and the principal is 12,000. So that is 1 that is coming to 1230, sorry, 1230. So this is the compound interest at the end of 2 years. Compound interest also you can find by CI equals to I1 plus I2. That means we can add the interest for each year, then we are getting the total compound interest. The first I1 is coming to 600, and I2 is 630. So you've got 1, 2, 3. So both ways we can find, either by doing this final amount minus original principal, or we can add the interest for each year and finally get the value of the compound interest. So this is how it is done. Now the question is, at the beginning while we started our discussion with compound interest, we have 1 minute. We have discussed that compound interest is also technically known by the name of interest on interest. Now how this is interest on interest, let us first understand. This is the main difference with the simple interest. Right now, if you see to the first year, principal given, interest we have calculated 600 for the first year. Now we are adding the interest to the principal to get the amount at the end of first year. Right. Now this amount, which is now going to become the principal for the second year. So you see the first year principal is 12,000 and second year the principal is 12,600. Means what? Here on this amount, on this principal, we are going to calculate the interest. That means what? We are calculating the interest on the principal value, that is 12,000, as well as we are calculating interest on 600. That is, interest is calculated on the interest, and that is why it is called interest on interest. And यही कारण है कि आपका जो value होती है, the sum, the fund value, it increases rapidly in the case of compound interest, and that is why this is the only main difference between the compound interest and simple interest. So here the fund value goes on increasing very rapidly, grows at a very faster rate. So this is the first question, let it be. This is the question. Now we come to the second question. Calculate the amount and the compound interest. Calculate the amount and compound interest on rupees 50,000 for 2 years and 3 months at the rate of 10% per annum compounded annually. So I read out the question again because I am going to rub the board, because I am running out of space on the board. I cannot write the question as well as answer both together. So let us first read the question and then I rub it and I can solve the question here. Calculate the amount and the compound interest on rupees 50,000 for 2 years 3 months at the rate of 10% per annum compounded annually. So you can write the question. Now I got the question with me. You have to keep your question with you. So given the first year we have. So the first year, my principal, I'll let it be P1, and that P1 is 50,000. The rate given is 10% per annum, and time is 1 year. So let us find the interest for the first year, that is I1, and that is P1 into R into T divided by 100. So you put the value P1 equals to 50,000, rate is 10 into 1 divided by 100. So we can cancel this, it coming to 5,000. So 5,000 is the interest for the first year. Now the amount, if it is A1, so that will be P1 plus I1, and that is equals to 50,000 plus 5,000, that is 55,000. So amount at the end of the first year is 50,000. 5,000. Now you move on to the second year. For the second year, this amount of the first, at the end of the first year, is now the principal for the second year. Let us assume it as, suppose let us take it as P2. So here P2 is equal to 55,000, right? And the rate equals to 10%, P equals to 1 year. So find the interest I2 equals to P2 into R into T by 100. So you have 55,000 into 10 into 1 by 100. So it comes to 5500. So this is the interest at the end of second year. Now you find the amount. So amount, suppose if it is A2, that comes to P2 plus I2. So P2 is 55,000 and let us add it here only, 5500. So it is 005,60500. So this is the amount at the end of 2 years, and let it be P3, because you need to go for 3 months again, right? So let us see again. First year P1 is 50,000, the principal rate is 10%, time is 1 year. So I1, that is the interest for the first year. If you put all the values, you get 5,000 as the interest at the end of first year. Of the first year, then amount at the end of first year is the principal plus the interest, that comes to 55,000. And assume it as P2, that is the principal for the second conversion period. So P2 is 55,000, rate is 10%, time is 1 year. So interest we calculate it here coming to 5,500. You can very clear that first year interest 5,000, second year interest is 5,500. That is because of this change in the principal value. So amount at the end of the 2 years is 60500. Now this becomes the principal for the next conversion period. Now we are given 2 years and 3 months. That means we will be calculating the interest for 3 months of the third year. So I am writing it. So for 3 months of third year, what is P3? 60500. The rate is 10%, time is 3 months. That is equals to 3 by 12 years, and that is equals to 1 by 4 years. Right. So I have to rub this side, no option. So now we find I3, that is P3 into R into T by 100. So P3 is 60500 into 10 into 1 by 100. It is 6050. I think it is 6050. No? Oh, sorry. It is 60500 into 10 into time is 1/4. I thought it 1. So 1 by 4. So it is 100 into 4. So if you calculate this, it is coming to, I'm not writing, 1512.50. 1512.50. So this is the interest at the end of the 3 months of the third year. So you need to find, the question says find the amount and the both. So amount A3 is P3 plus I3. What is P3? 60500 plus 1512.50. So I'm writing the answer directly, that is coming to 62012.50. 62012.50. So this is the amount at the end of the specified time period. Now you have to find the compound interest. So compound interest is final amount A3 minus the original principal, that is P1. So it is 62012.50, and we started with 50,000, isn't it? Yeah. So this is 12012.50. 12012.50. So this is it. So what we did here, the only thing that you need to take care of here is that the final conversion period, that is 3 months, is given, that you have to convert it into years, and then same procedure is followed. See, in all the questions, when you follow this method of simple interest to solve the problems based on compound interest, the procedure remains the same. First of all, you calculate the interest, then you add the interest to the principal or the sum, you get the amount, and this amount becomes the principal for the next conversion period. Okay, now let's move to the next question. The next question is, this type of questions are generally asked in the exam, right? So a man invests rupees 46875 at 4% per annum compound interest for 3 years. Now the question is to calculate, number one, the amount for the first year, then number two, the amount standing to his credit at the end of second year, and number three, the interest for the third year. So this is it. Now let us just go through the question for a minute. So man invests rupees 46,878 at 4% per annum, compound interest for 3 years. Calculate the amount for the first year, the amount standing to his credit at the end of second year, and the interest for the third year. That means you have to calculate the amount at the end of first year, the amount at the end of second year, and for the third year you need to calculate only the interest. If you don't calculate the amount, no problem. So now let us see. So what we do, we start with the first year. So if you do the first year, the principal is 46875. 46875. The rate of interest given is 4%, and time given is, so it is 1 year. So let us find If we let it be P1, the principal for the first year will denote by P1. So interest for the first year I1, that is P1 into R into T by 100. So P1 is 46875 into 4 into 1 by 100, and this after calculation I am writing it on the board, that is coming to 1875. Right now, to calculate the amount A1, that you have to write P1 plus I1, that is 46875 plus 1875. So this is coming to 48750. 48750, and let be denoted by P2, that is the principal for the next conversion period, that means for the second year, right? Now we come to the second year. I think there is nothing new here, the same procedure till now, whatever we are following. We are noting down the information here, then finding the interest by applying the formula of simple interest PRT by 100. After finding the interest, we are adding it to the principal to get the amount for the first year. So this is what is to be done in every question. Second year. So second year we take the principal as P2, which is the amount at the end of first year, that is 48750. 48750, and rate is again the same thing, 4% uniform, T equals to 1 year. Now let us find the interest for the second year I2, and that is P2 into R into T by 100. So that is 48750 into 4 into 1 by 100, and after calculation I2 is coming to 1950. 1950. So what will be the amount if we take it as A2? A2 is P2 plus I2. Now what is P2? 48750 plus 1950. So 48, that's 50700. 50700, and let us give it the name P3, right? So first year we got the interest 1875, amount coming to 48750. This becomes the principal for the next conversion period, that is for the second year. Principal is 48750, rate 4%, time 1 year. We calculate the interest for the second year by using the formula of simple interest PRT by 100. So it comes to 1950. Now this interest again will be added up with the principal to get the amount of this second at the end of second year, that is coming to 50700. Now again this amount is the principal for the next conversion period, that is for the third year. So let us proceed. So now we have third year. In the third year, the principal P3 is coming to 50700, rate is 4%, time is 1 year. So let the interest I3 be P3 into R into T by 100. So P3 is 50700 into 4 into 1 by 100, and that is coming to 2028. 2028 is the interest for the third conversion period. Now we'll find the amount. Now let's calculate the amount. So the amount A3 equals to P3 plus I3. Now what is P3? 50700. What is I3? 2028. 2028. So 50700 can 52728. 52728. So this is your amount at the end of the third year, but it was not required, as I told you in the beginning, because it has not been asked in the question. Now the parts of the question. What is the amount for the first year? So you have to write the value of A1. So at the end you write The question is amount for the first year. So the amount for first year, that is equals to the value of A1, and that is equals to 48750 rupees 48750. Second part is the amount standing to his credit at the end of the second year. That means amount at the end of second year. So amount at the end of 2 years. That is the value of A2, and that is coming to 50700 rupees 50700. And finally the third part is the interest for the third year. Now interest for the third year means I3. So interest for the third year is equals to I3, and I3 is coming to 2028. So you go through it properly and you can find everything in details here. So whatever you have to find, so you go on solving till the specified number of conversion periods. If you are given 3 years, then find everything till for 3 years. Everything means the interest and the amount, that much. And then ultimately you will be required to answer the questions like this. And once you complete the solution of finding the necessary information till third year or whatsoever, and then you can answer the question very clearly, because it will be very much prominent here. Now, let's move on to the fourth question. The fourth question is, a man invests rupees 5,000 for 3 years at a certain rate of interest compounded annually. At the end of 1 year, it amounts to rupees 560. Calculate. First part, the rate of interest per annum. Number 2, the interest accrued in the second year. Third, the amount at the end of third year. So this is the question. Let us go through the question once again. A man invests rupees 5,000 for 3 years at a certain rate of interest compounded annually. So here what we are not given is the rate of interest that you have to first find. So at the end of 1 year, it amounts to this. So what is given is, you